Alright. Lighting is not too good right now, but it's getting late. And oh my god. Jesus. Who let me get this big? Okay. Oh, huge. Okay, so this whiteboard. You always trust your instincts. So, the reason I'm making this video is because I fucking felt like it. Why does anybody do anything? Because they fucking feel like it. Do you think millions of years of evolution led up to this point because our ancestors didn't trust their instincts? Because they didn't do what they felt like they needed to do? So, you may look at a man like me and say, oh, well, you know, he's not the most perfect man in the world. He surely has mistakes. He surely has weaknesses and insecurities. Correct. But the one thing I do have is delusional self-belief in myself. And the only reason I did that is because I ate this fungi that grows out of the ground. It made me see a bunch of crazy stuff. And basically, after I returned back to reality, now that we're so back, I realized this one thing. Every person on the planet has always wanted the same thing: to return to homeostasis and to blend into their environment. Your body is in a constant state of recycling and healing. So the whole point of this is, I'm not saying trust your instincts to the point where you can just do whatever the fuck you feel like all the time and just sit around scrolling all day being a fucking worm. No, that's not what I'm saying. The point of this is that you can create such an extreme, just unstoppable life if you actually live in accordance with your instincts. I live with a woman right now. She's beautiful. She's my girlfriend. I love her, right? We argue sometimes a little bit. And this morning she was like talking nonsense, as women do. She was saying, whatever it was, I wasn't even listening. And I said, baby, I'm going to start doing push-ups if you keep talking. The Jews want us to fight. The Jews want us to be arguing against each other. And I said, what's something I can do right now that's going to make you super happy and relaxed and loving? And she's like, put this chicken in the oven. I was like, okay, and I did it, right? You were designed to follow those instincts. And the only reason I did that is because I understand how emotions and frequencies work. There are low-level emotions like fear, pain, stress, and disconnection and fighting and repelling against each other. Then there's high vibrational emotions: love, connection, joy, gratitude, enlightenment, right? So what's the point of this? Why am I yapping about all this fucking gay bullshit, right? The point is, I literally could not for the life of me live a fulfilled life when I was living at my parents' house, doing the same old stuff I've always done, acting like the same person, behaving like a child. I was living in my childhood bedroom with all of my childhood comforts, with my parents there to support me. How can you not act like a child when you're living at your parents' house? Do you understand? So, the first chance that I got, I took a commission-only sales job in beautiful sunny Florida, and I drove my car 24 hours across the country, 1,000 miles away from my parents. That's how badly I wanted to leave behind that old childish version of myself. And of course, you know, I didn't become a man in 24 hours just by changing my environment. I'm still the same person. I had the same beliefs, the same identity, but over time, the more times you change your environment, the more times you change your belief system, you change your habits, you remove the old things that slow you down and hold you back, and you prioritize new things that are going to build you up and make you more powerful and more capable to help other people and actually facilitate results. So one of the things that I did that helped me a lot was removing as many things that I can from my environment that are a distraction, that slow me down, that captivate my attention and force me to sit there and look at it. So if you've ever walked into a supermarket, every single gas station, every single supermarket, why do you think there's a giant pile of candy right at the register with all their flashing colors and all the contrasting colors and the flashy packaging and the cool marketing? It's like every single piece of modern society is designed to prey on your instincts and your emotions. All of your ancestors, since we were cavemen, every single one of your predecessors evolved and reproduced by trusting their instincts. You're not designed to fight your instincts. You're not designed to go against your heart. Have you ever been in a relationship and, well, sure, it's filling up your time, but you know, like deep down in your soul and your heart, that this is not what you really need. Do you understand? And so there's tons of things like that. I could not for the life of me enjoy playing video games and wasting time and sitting around with my friends just fucking watching TV and fucking smoking weed and enjoying ourselves and entertaining and just passing the time. It's just like something in my soul, just in every cell of my body, I knew God had bigger plans for me. So that made it extremely difficult to stay sane and to act like a normal person while living in my parents' house. Every single one of your parents, they want you to be successful. They don't want you to die. Your parents don't want you to be miserable and unhappy. Your parents want you to be happy and successful. But what your parents don't understand is that they did not grow up in a society where every single minute of every day your dopamine receptors are being attacked and you are being constantly hypnotized into sitting in the same place consuming. Every billboard you see, every TV advertisement, every news headline, every food you eat, every music you hear, it is all designed to invoke the fear response in your body. Here's what the fear response does. Have you ever looked over the edge of a cliff and you look and it's really far down and you're like, you get all scared, your breathing shortens, your heart rate quickens, you start to convulse like this and get smaller. That's the fear response. If you've ever watched a movie and you're waiting for what's gonna happen, there's a big cliffhanger, or the end of the episode ends, or the end of a season of your show ends, you have to watch the next season, it ends on a cliffhanger, because the fear response is one of the most powerful forces in this world. Do you understand? So what do you think happens when you wake up and the first thing you do, you open your phone, you look at the fucking notifications, and you start scrolling and going through all these different flashing colors and the red notifications that are designed to make you afraid, and it's just like, bro, the first thing you do is create a bunch of fear in your body that is not gonna make you a more fulfilled, compelling, magnetic person. And I'm not saying you have to be like me. I'm not saying you have to be as shredded as humanly possible and spend every minute of the day outside in the sun trying to become the most inspirational man on the planet and serve as many people as you can. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. But I am saying whatever your goal is, it's going to be much, much easier and damn near effortless if you create a life and you curate your environment precisely. You hone in on exactly what you need to become this dream that you want. The goal is to just be constantly iterating and constantly evolving toward a fully aligned life. And I'm only 22 years old. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a fucking billionaire. I'm not rich yet. You know, I can eat steak every day and I fucking have fucking all my buckets filled. You know, there's nothing that I'm really lacking, but I know God has bigger plans for me. So at the end of the day, it's not up to me to choose what goals you want, what dreams you have, what identity you need to become to be the best version of yourself. That's not up to me, right? Some people are skinny, weak, tiny little nerds, and maybe they want to be extremely rich so they can rely on that and rely on their money instead of their actual human will, you know? That's just not who I am. So every single decision you make, every human on this planet, every person that's ever walked the earth, we have always wanted the same thing. Every minute of every day, we are constantly searching to fit in, to blend into our environment. So what do you think happens if you leave all your family behind? You move 1,000 miles away, you take a commission-only sales job, you take a bunch of psychedelic mushrooms to actually break the belief systems and make you create new thoughts in your brain, and you start to surround yourself with people on the same mission as you. Don't you think it would be a little bit easier to get what you want? Don't you think it would be more effortless and you would be more in alignment with your natural instincts? God did not create you so you could resist your urges. And I'm not saying fucking be a degenerate and do whatever the fuck you feel like all the time and just live inside like a fucking worm scrolling all day. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to convey to you is, imagine a life where you wake up every single day, and the life that you have, you don't have to fight against your instincts. You don't have to fight against your urges. You wake up in absolute bliss and gratitude and childlike joy, like it's Christmas morning. You're so excited. You can't wait to see what's in store for you. That's what God is trying to give you. You don't have to believe in God. That's fine. But do you ever remember at Christmas as a kid when your father, or let's say our Father in heaven, let's say that, when your dad has a bunch of Christmas presents and your mom wraps the presents and they're all under the tree and you're going to sleep and you're like, you literally can't go to sleep because you're so excited for the next day. And then when you wake up, you're like, oh, you run downstairs. You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. What's going to happen? I'm so excited. That's how you should be living your life every single day, like it's fucking Christmas morning. And the only reason you do not have that is because somewhere, somehow, somebody has programmed you and convinced you that living in constant consumption is the key to happiness. And I promise you, the greater the challenge, the greater the glory. I wake up, I drink so much coffee, I do so many push-ups, and once I'm out of breath and I'm tired enough, then I eat my breakfast. You have to fucking earn it. You have to create a life constantly iterating toward a fully aligned spirit. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to want what I want. That's not the point. But I'm saying, whatever you do want, you're literally just a couple hours of prayer and fasting away from having absolute clarity of all of you want. Read the Bible verse, Matthew 17:21. It says, this kind of demon will not go out but by prayer and fasting. If you Google that, there's a bunch of TikToks. That line was literally taken out of the Bible by the Catholic Church because they did not want the servants, the weak, poor, common peasants, to know the secrets of the universe. Prayer and fasting is how I achieved a lot of what I have today. You're not designed to resist your instincts. If you walk into a store and your belly is full of fucking poison and you have fucking black gang member nigga music in your ears, you're probably going to make bad decisions. You're probably going to identify with these shallow, insecure, primitive emotions, and you're going to make decisions from that lens. If you listen to opera music and you listen to classical, beautiful 19th century music like Beethoven and all that awesome, cool stuff, and you train extremely hard in the gym every single day, and you try to help people, and you try to make people laugh, and you try to post content that is going to make people actually have a deep thought, don't you think your life would be more fulfilling? That's all I'm saying. So you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to want the same things as me. But I promise you, the greater the challenge, the greater the glory. So grab your balls and go to the gym. You're never going to feel less fulfilled. You're never going to feel weaker. You're never going to feel sadder by being more shredded. So get more shredded.